On last week's show, Jordan said I was too out of pocket. What about this week? It's time to find out. Welcome to the 1 hour, one brain cell podcast. I could have timed taking my drink of my water a little bit better.
I was like, oh, there he goes.
I'm not used to the timing of the new intro. I thought I had more time, but apparently I didn't. Anyway, welcome to the show.
The song is the same length, girl.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I don't know. Jordan said I was out of pocket last week. I thought I was funny, but
I'm really worried that you're taking that as a challenge. It was out of pocket in a way that you're not usually. I was very much at risk with my beverages last week. I was like, speaking of timing a drink, like I have to be really careful because you were on one. I don't know what prep you did before the show, but it was excellent. Well done.
yeah, I'm glad I made the people laugh. That's half the battle on this show, to be honest. I don't know if I got that in me this week, but we'll see. We'll see. I think I'm properly caffeinated, and well slept, and I have multiple concerts this week, so it's a good week.
That's good.
So I don't
a lot
think
of
I'm
game
gonna be
left. A lot of time left on the clock.
I don't think I'm gonna be out of pocket this week, but you never know. I'm not responsible for the things that come out of my mouth on this show.
Well, obviously, yeah. If you were, you wouldn't have agreed to do a podcast with me every week for like 82 weeks. God, how has it been that long, dude?
Almost, yeah, almost. I don't even know how long at this point. Almost 2 years, really. At this point.
Yeah, I mean, we started like December of 2023.
I still had super long hair at that point in time.
Well, so did I, but I don't think that's changing anytime soon. Should I shave it? Yes or no, chat? Buzz cut?
Buzz cut. Jeez.
Let me know, chat.
Hey, Brie Larson pulled it off. She's still rocking the short hair.
She looks good. Well, yeah, that's the thing too, is like some people have the head shape for it.
Yeah.
I very much don't have the head shape for it. I'm shaped like an egg. If I were to take all this off, this 5 head would exponentially, it would reach a number undiscovered by scientists and mathematicians.
Emma Stone did it. Florence Pugh's done it.
She looked great. Yeah. I mean, there's been some classic ones. Sinead O'Connor, famously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Britney Spears during a breakdown. Spears. Yeah. We've all been there.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, welcome to the show, everybody. I'm joined by my co-host Jordan, who I did not have an intro prep for this week, but I'm sure is very happy that her thing this week is do Max Verstappen. So
we're so back.
We actually come on the show and get to talk about Formula One in a good way this week.
Well, I don't know. We still have bad things to say, but we always have bad things to say about McLaren. But yeah, that was a good week. And I am joined by the newest little monster, potentially, Richie Flores. More on that later.
Let's call a tease, everybody. Let's call a tease. Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. But I want to start with this. I did not tell you this story, but we're going to get into this out the top.
I love when you do this, when you just put something obscure and random, like a bit of lore in the doc, and then you tell me on the show, and I get to live react to this story I haven't heard yet. I love that. It's like a little campfire story.
Yeah. So in the document, I put down the following bullet point. I said, Richie's all-time crash out on Sunday night. And what I mean by that is I was almost not able to do the podcast this week, because for about an hour, I was locked out of my damn laptop because I couldn't remember my password.
Oh no. Oh no.
This was like, I've had the same like laptop login password since I got it. And I kid you not, I put that password in like 4 times, and I couldn't get in. It was like you've entered the wrong password. Try again. Try again. Try again. You've done it this many times. Try again in 5 minutes. Try again in 15 minutes. And I was like,
Oh my god.
oh my god, am I going insane? What is wrong with me? I've never had this issue
Did you figure
before.
it out? How did you figure it out? I need to know the end to this.
Yes, be patient. Jeez, for goodness sake, I'm getting around
I'm
to
not
it. Will you
patient.
just
We've
will you just
established
will you
this.
just listen for goodness sakes?
Okay,
Okay?
I'm listening. Go. I'm listening. Great.
I'm getting to the end of the story. Um okay, so I start obviously as you do. If you can't get in, you're like, "Oh, what the hell did I do wrong? Did I forget my password completely? Is that the right password? Am I sure that the password to log in my laptop isn't the same as my Apple ID password?" Which it's not. And so I was like, "Oh shit, what do I do?" And I said, "Okay, well I'll just reset my Apple ID password. I'll do that." And I did that, and I was like, "Cool, I'll try that." Didn't work. Tried that 6 times. Didn't work. Locked out of your MacBook for 15 minutes. I go, what the hell? What do I do? This was like an hour, dude. I was crashing out, bro. It's I was in full blown panic mode. I was like, what the hell is going on? Am I gonna have to take this MacBook into the damn MacBook store and be like, I'm an idiot. Help me get into my laptop because I forgot my password. So I had to look up online, how do you get into your MacBook if you forgot your password? And I had to open up I had to like backdoor my way into like the boot up section of the thing in like some hackneyed way. And I was like, okay, well then,
You had to crack book it. That's crazy.
yes. And
Hackbook.
then when I did that, it was like, okay, pick which user is using this thing, and I picked my name, and I put in the same password I've been using, and it worked. And I was like, "What the hell? Well, this is the same password that you want to let me in 30 minutes ago." And so I restarted the damn computer again, and I finally got in with the same password that has never changed for 5 years after like an hour of this. This was after the show on Sunday night, so I was like, I still had like some work to do and some editing to do. I was like, God dang it, I'm gonna be up until 1 o'clock in the morning trying to get this done. So the crash out was bad. I kid you not. It was like I was in full blown panic mode there. It was one of maybe my top crash out of all time. I was like,
I can't believe that your MacBook just arbitrarily decided that it didn't like your password.
it didn't.
That's
The only
crazy.
my only solution to it not being right was like, because you know how you when you log into your MacBook, it doesn't show you the digits. So usually if
Right,
you
you
were
have to
logging
like
into
usually click on sometimes well, sometimes it doesn't come up like speaking from my MacBook cuz sometimes it decides not to display things for whatever reason to just make my
yeah
life hard.
yeah
Yeah, if you click the little like visibility thing sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I feel for you here because I have changed my password before on like my password for my MacBook and my password for my Apple ID are different, but they're somewhat similar. And for whatever reason, my MacBook just will never accept a change of password. I've tried and it like reverts itself back to what I had previously. I'm like, wait a minute. So I get you. They do dumb stuff, but
it was so silly. I was so
mm,
stressed out and like it was bad. Uh, but we got it solved and we're back and
good.
we're able to do the podcast this week and we're good now. And I remember my password and now I from now on I will type like a granny and like
One letter.
peck. Yeah, peck.
Yep.
I'm a notoriously bad typer anyway, and I usually type really slow because I think my fingers are too long.
Mhm.
So I have like you know
I'm I love that you're letting the people try and like visualize your wingspan through the camera.
yeah. So like it's it's little. That's what I chalk it up to. So it's
Sure.
do a little pecky peck on the keyboard and
Hmm.
it's fine. It works out all the same.
I see. Well, I mean, you could just go like the real old people route and just start writing all your passwords down like in a little book. That way, if somebody breaks into your house, they will have access to everything you own.
I had a notebook sitting by me last week, but it's not here anymore. It's out somewhere else.
You almost fulfilled the prophecy.
I do have a bunch of comic books still sitting here, though. Do you want a comic book?
Are you trying to sell it to me, or are you? Because this is not a whatnot auction, buddy. I don't have any money at the moment. Well, actually, I do. I'm pocketing money I would have spent on the concerts that you're going to or thinking about going to. So
Yes.
maybe in like 6 months, I'll look back at this moment and be like, "You did save yourself some money. Nice job. Now you get to spend
Yes.
it." But I'm out
Anyway.
$50 on extra international shipping,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we'll talk about that next week because I want to
Okay. Next
actually
week.
show off the item. But like,
Yeah.
I have a bone to pick.
That was silly. That was so stupid. You texted me that yesterday, and I was like, "Come on."
Because I've been
What are we
telling
doing?
other people about it too,
Yeah.
like others that might be interested in like purchasing soccer related items. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
don't order, don't, we'll talk about it. But I'm like, don't
Yeah.
order these. I'll tell you why next
Right.
week. So come back next
Yeah.
week.
Exactly. See, I bought my Ferrari hat back in like February, and so I beat it to the punch where I didn't have to pay for that.
I missed it
Luckily,
by like a day.
or else that would have been a day. Oh,
Yeah, it was like, I think my order went through on like the 30th and the de minimis thing went into effect on like the 29th.
oh, jeez, that's so silly.
Yay.
That's so silly.
Stupid.
It's title of this episode is Richie and Jordan crash out.
Stupid, stupid,
Fig-
stupid.
In parentheses, figuratively.
Figuratively, maybe literally and figuratively. The night is still young.
Speaking of Apple, while we're on the Apple subject,
Mhm.
this came out earlier today on Tuesday as we're recording, and Apple did their big hey, here's our new iPhone lineup, and they're all the same. There's
And we're gonna make you buy it because we're
there's
gonna brick your phone in 2 to
no
6 business
changes.
days.
They put out a tiny phone called the iPhone Air that I feel like is so tiny. If you drop it, it will immediately shatter into a million pieces.
Shatter into 1,000 pieces. Yeah, it
Yeah,
reminds me a lot of the like little iPod touches back in the day.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm like I had one. I still have one of those in my parents' house, and I like tried to turn it on when I was home and just see what was on it. There wasn't anything left on it, unfortunately, but it was like kind of a bummer. I'm like, do I still have like old music on here? I want to see. There wasn't anything left. There
That's
was like a
funny.
blurry screenshot of Clifton Hill at Niagara Falls, Canada, that like we visited when I was a kid, and I like
Yeah.
apparently was using that as my screensaver at the time that I left that behind and never picked it up again. So it tells you how old it was. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, do I get Canadian citizenship for that? Can I claim
Please,
it?
please take us, Canada. Please take us in.
Please.
We know the Canadian national anthem. Okay, so anyway,
do?
yeah, they did all these new products. Capitalism sucks. That's all they're after. It's been the same phone for 5 years in a row. However, the one thing they did announce is that on one of these new phones is a truly remarkable new feature that we've all been asking for the longest time. We've been knocking at Apple's door. We've been saying, Apple, the one thing we want is when we go to a concert, we want to be able to take video of the artist that we're there to see in real time in 4K. But at the same time, we want to see our ugly mugs at the same time that we're recording video. Check this out. This is a new feature that they announced today. It is the iPhone Air has dual camera functionality, meaning that when you if you want to record something, it will record the front-facing camera or the back rear and the front-facing camera at the same exact time. And they were like, "Oh, if you're at a concert or an event, you can record your reaction in real time." Like, nobody freaking asked for this, Apple. Why?
Yeah, listen to me, Apple. Coming real close, Apple developers. You are about to take away the only shred of dignity I have remaining about any of my videos from a concert, because the reason I don't have the camera pointed at me is I don't want you to see me sobbing during a show. I I simply don't. I don't want you to see me ugly cry when Taylor Swift plays Long Live. I don't want it. I'm going to point it at the artist and I'm going to immediately turn that thing off. And essentially it's the same exact interface as like Be Real. I don't know if you're familiar with like Be Real, but like I don't use it anymore. It was big for a minute. But it's like got the same silly little like picture in picture thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that would happen if you just screen recorded on Be Real. That's like we've had a workaround for this.
Yes. Right.
Whatever. Whatever. I don't want it. I'm not going to use it. You'll never see me crying at whatever next concert I go to unless somebody takes an external video of me. I'm not blackmailing myself. You'll never get that from me. You'll have to pry that out of my cold dead hands.
Yeah, so not Apple. Steve Jobs would be rolling over in his grave at this, I feel like. Just
Well, you said it last week. That's just like it's been such a lack of innovation, it seems
yes.
like recently. It's like isn't that what we all rely on you for?
Exactly. So that's coming to a phone near you in the near future if you want to use it. Probably not.
Yeah.
Um
They did put like 8 times zoom, I think, on the Pro one, so people will be splurging for that.
cool.
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 So now we can sit even farther back at our next concert and still
Yes.
get decent videos.
Speaking of concerts, this is a great transition. You were
I'm nailing it
watching
today in the
live
segues.
the Video Music Awards. I wasn't.
was.
I was getting real time updates because some of us have to work. And
Don't play that card with me. Do not. I stayed awake and watched that even though I knew I had to be awake at 4:15 the next morning. Don't play with me. Go ahead. Say what you were going to say.
no, I was just gonna say that you were watching it while I was working, and so I couldn't watch
was.
it, and so I was relying on you for updates.
Yeah, you knew that I would provide them. They started off, this was a surprise, I think, to almost all of us, but they started off the night with the Artist of the Year award, which for most of these big award shows and stuff, they do like Artist of the Year and Album of the Year at the very end,
Yeah.
because they want people to watch the whole show, right? To obviously see who gets the biggest prize. And I was worried they were going to do that, because I was fairly certain I knew who was going to win. I think most of the voters were fair. And best believe me, I've voted every single day that voting was open. And they gave it to Lady Gaga, which very well deserved, for Mayhem. Mayhem did not win Album of the Year, which was a surprise to me. But Abracadabra scooped a couple of other awards. I think she went home with 4 on the night. And it just speaks to how much of like a pop star she is and how much they just respect her standing and gravity, that they were like, you know what, we're gonna move the most prestigious award first so that she can be here to accept it, because she's literally in the audience right now and she's got a show at Madison Square Garden that starts in 45 minutes, like across town, right? She's sitting there with Ariana Grande and meanwhile her like driver is honking outside like, hurry up. Yeah, and so she accepted her award, had a lovely speech, and then immediately jetted off, and then had a performance later, which was just a live stream from her concert. But she did her newest track, The Dead Dance, which I believe premiered on Wednesday, season 2, and it was good. It's really good. I like that. That'll make my tracks of the week for later.
I've heard Wednesday season 2 is the first half. It's okay. Second half, much better.
I'm almost done with it. I'm on the last episode. It's okay. It kind of went the opposite direction of what I liked the most about the first season, is that it was very centric on one character with a sprinkling of the Addams family dynamic.
Yeah.
This season is very heavy on the family and all the other side plots and things like that, and it's kind of messy, and at times it kind of makes Wednesday feel like the side character in her own title show, which is not great. Lady Gaga's in it for like 75 seconds total. She's great, but like, compared to the screen time she had in like American Horror Story, this is not really Lady Gaga acting. She's just kind of in it, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's all right. I'll let you know when I fully finish it where I think it's going.
Yeah, I do not have Netflix, so I'd have to finagle my way into watching it
Hmm.
at some point in time. I become a curmudgeon and I refuse to get Netflix like ever. I have some of the other stuff, but not Netflix.
Everybody's got one thing that they refuse to pay for. Like, I get it.
Like I'm even paying for Hulu right now because I'm watching Alien Earth, and I don't usually pay for Hulu. But I was like, ooh, I can watch
When
Alien
you
Earth, and
when
then
you paused your trial and then it unpaused itself because you forgot the pause was
yeah,
only like 3 months.
ex-
Yeah,
exactly. That's exactly what happened. I was
that's
like,
how they
okay,
get you.
well, what do I do now? Well, then I'll just keep it so I can watch Alien Earth, and then we're good. And then like next week or something, the new season of Only Murders in the Building comes out. But I think
Hmm.
yeah, we'll probably ixnay that subscription for until the future, and then I can just catch up later down the road.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, what the hell were we talking about? Oh, the VMAs. Anything else happen?
VMAs. Gaga's performance was really good later. Um, I went to bed. Okay, because I did have to be awake for work in the morning. I did go to bed. Um, People are ranking sort of the tier lists of how they would. I will also say the VMAs, and I texted you this. The VMAs are such a like like a mile marker of how out of touch I am with what the younger generation of people listen to, because there's always at least one or two artists that I'm like, this can't be real. And our long-standing joke about Shabuzi exists because I didn't think he was a real person. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
there's no way. There's simply no way. And this year it's like that the Lola Young character that has that song Messy. I don't even like that song. That's the only thing I know by her. And then apparently there's an alternative artist and his name is Somber, and I didn't know that person existed until he performed on the show. And uh, I just keep finding things like that. Meanwhile, I'm like, oh, I know Mariah Carey. I'm like, oh, I know Ricky Martin, right? I'm 27 years old. I know Ricky Martin. I'm like, oh yeah, I know that one. Like Busta Rhymes. I'm like, okay, got it. Real person. I know.
right.
Accredited, vetted, and certified. Yeah.
And then we had a incredible Tate performance. She was there. She won?
Hmm.
She won an award.
She won two awards actually. Before the show started, she won for Song of the Summer for Just Keep Watching. And then that video also won, I think it was like best like best visual effects, I want to say. It was also nominated for best choreography, which it would have had to go toe to toe with Abracadabra in that category, but even
Yeah.
Abracadabra didn't win. They both got beat by Anxiety by Dochi, which I cannot stand. You know that song?
Yes, of course I know it. Yeah.
Okay, here's my beef that I have with this song. I know I'm derailing the whole thing. Tate was incredible. We'll come back to it. Because we need to talk about this. But Anxiety by Dochi drives me up the wall because of the song that it samples. Because it's too recent. You know what I mean? Like Somebody I Used to Know came out in like what, 2010-ish,
Yeah.
and it was on the radio all the damn time.
Yeah. That's
Every
a good
second
song.
of
I
every
like it
day,
actually.
every
Yeah.
radio station. I can't stand it. It got so overplayed that I hate that song now. Like I can't listen to it. I get it. I do. But that's my problem is like it's almost too recent a song to go and sample, because in the same way that like Under Pressure and Ice Ice Baby have the same opening, this song is like
Yes.
Russian roulette. Like if you put it on a playlist with Somebody I Used to Know and then you snuck in one Dochi Anxiety in there,
Mm-hmm.
was you just wouldn't know. You just wouldn't know. And it, because of how overplayed the original was, I can't listen to the new one. And I don't think that her rework on it really added that much to the original. I do think there's a way to do it right when you go ahead and do samples and things, but like you gotta distance yourself a little bit from the source material so people can like cleanse their palate of it and then come back to it later and you're like, oh shoot, yeah, I remember that song. That was a really good song.
Right.
We're
Um,
not there yet.
yeah. I looked up the artist Gautier.
Mm-hmm.
His real name is Walter Andre Wally de Backer. He
Can
is
I can I make an honest confession about
he's from
Gautier?
Belgium. Yes.
Until I don't know, a little bit into the life of that song, I thought his name was Goatee. Like, sue me, okay? It could be. It could be a very stylized way of saying goatee. My bad, Gautier.
Mm-hmm. He has not put out a record since 2011.
Yeah, that's that one hit wonder magic.
Incredible, incredible. All right, now we can get back on track.
Okay. Oh, you want me to do it? Yeah, we're back on track. Back on track. Let's talk about Tate. Uh, I mean, you've watched it at this point.
I haven't seen the full performance, but I've seen
Really?
bits and
Okay.
pieces. Yeah.
I mean, I would encourage you to watch it as somebody who is now actively participating in sliding onto Tate Talk, like
Yes.
irreversibly. um, love this development and character growth for you, but it was it was incredible. It was full choreography, and whoever did that was like, can we just put them on permanent retainer to whoever came up with that? Because whatever these other pop stars are gonna pay you, I'll do it double. Stay on staff. And it was a good mashup. Um, and I love that she brought some of her dancers, because if there's one thing you should know about Tate, it's like she's gonna bring her girls. She's gonna bring her dancers. Like, we're including them. We've been including them since the beginning. They're in like all of her old music videos and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The funniest thing was that sandbox and like how people are sort of responding to the visual of the sand. I love a sandbox. Gaga has a sandbox
Mm-hmm.
where she sings Perfect Celebrity, and I think Disease. I think she does those two in the sandbox at the Mayhem Ball. Sand is super impractical for on a stage and just life in general. But one of the funniest things I saw was just and I forget whose analysis it was, but it was essentially like, yeah, she's gonna go play around in that sandbox because she's taken everybody else back to school on what a real pop star looks like. I couldn't have said it better myself. I really
Truth.
couldn't.
Truth.
Like, clock it.
Yes.
Clock it. That's it. And tons of people have been saying like that was the performance of the night. Sabrina's was real good. I watched it the day after. The tribute to Ozzy was pretty good. And especially because it was, Steven Tyler, who I'm pretty sure was the reason that Aerosmith isn't touring anymore, because his vocals just aren't healthy enough to go do
Yeah.
that. So that they got him and Joe Perry out to do that was fun. Maybe not for the younger crowd who might not have any idea who that is, but there was some good stuff. Doja Cat opened the show. It was kind of a like Max Headroom, like 80s nod. That was kind of fun. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad I got tickets to the Tate tour before this happened, because it's gonna take off now. Not like it wasn't already. She's already selling out, but like
True.
we're jumping on board. It was her first VMAs performance, but you would never know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So well done to everybody that took home an award. I don't know anything about the K-pop people that performed or what they won. That's not really my area.
K-pop
I'll leave that
Demon
up to the
Hunters?
experts. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Neither do I.
Okay, great.
It's popular.
Let's maybe keep it that way. It's on Netflix, which you don't have, so I'm not
So
worried
I
about
can't
you.
watch it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about you. That's been the VMAs, the Virtual Mother Awards. Next question.
Virtual Mother Awards. We do have more awards coming up this weekend.
Mhm.
We have the Emmys, which I believe it is trending in the wrong direction for us at this point.
Disappointed but not surprised.
To which both of us will be throwing our water bottles at our TV screens if a certain something happens, because we've ranted about it on the show before, and it's heading that direction. It's so damn silly. Um, but we'll get there when we get there. We'll find it. We'll talk
Hmm.
about them next week, and see
We'll
how it goes.
retaliate if we need to.
Yes, we did get one hacks win this weekend. We got Dance Mom winning for Best Guest Actress, which was great.
Great, very great. She deserved it. She was awesome this season. The arc that they took her on, I know we talked about it, but like I wasn't fully sold at the beginning, and then it got better at the end. She really did have a good character arc there.
Hmm. I may or may not be able to watch. We'll see. Hopefully, I will.
Hmm. Well, you know where you'll find me. So
Yes.
parked in front of my screen.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly. So yeah, it's coming up this weekend. We'll see how that goes. Um, let's see. What else do we got on the list here? While we're on the topic of Mother Monster, I got an email this morning from the Desert Diamond Arena, which is right across the street from me, and I was like, and it said, um, sign up for pre-sale, and I was like, oh, since when was this happening? And we found out that Lady Gaga is playing 2 nights at Glendale Arena here. So, um, no, I don't have to travel for it like you did. I can literally just walk across the street
Mm-hmm.
and go see Lady Gaga. Possibly, I don't know. We'll see. But I am going to decide at the last minute whether that is going to happen or not, because it's
All
in
right.
February.
Yeah.
It's in February. Um, one of which I think is on a Sunday night, and the other I think is on a Saturday. Saturday, Sunday, on
Let me
Valentine's Day
fact check
weekend
you.
of all
Let me
of
fact
all
check you.
things.
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday. It would be a late birthday gift for you.
It was.
Yeah. Well, you know what? What's funny is like we were joking about you signing up. I'm like, hey, let me know if you know want me to help you buy tickets, because like from a schedule point, I can't go. It's not
Mm-hmm.
even possible. Um, I just got a text from my mom that she signed up. So like unprompted, I didn't send
Yeah,
her anything. Like I
yeah.
know she got that email. She signed up. I'm like, go girl. Yeah. Take my dad. I know he's been listening because he
Right.
takes over my Spotify sometimes, and I'll be listening to something, and then like Poker Face will start, and it says it's like playing on his phone. I'm like, go
Yeah,
girl. Yeah. Yeah, he's a fan. He had fun at the show, I think. I
that's
think they
good.
both did. It would be cool if they got to go again. They would probably like it.
Yeah, yeah. So I originally maybe gonna do that show. However, just hours later, we got the lineup for Innings Fest 2026,
Mm.
which is just like it takes place during spring training. It's like I don't know if they've ever knocked it out of the park as much as they did for 2026. Because
It's a
for
big lineup.
a couple times, some of their lineups have been a little weaker, but this year is just like might be perfect because as soon as I got the lineup, I sent you the screenshot and I said we are so effing back because we have on the same weekend we get 21 Pilots, which they weren't coming on this leg of the Breach Clancy Tour Extended Edition.
Mm-hmm.
So they're back in Phoenix, which is great. So we get 21 Pilots, Cage the Elephant, The Fray, Dashboard Confessional on Saturday. And then on
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, we get Blink 182, we get Sublime, Public Enemy, Big Boy, Switchfoot, Bowling for Soup. Let's go.
Bowling for Soup. They're only gonna play 1985.
Just play 1985 10 times in a row.
It's like the set list that Tyler put on Twitter that was like it's just lavish like 40 times
Yeah.
just with different versions. It's like 1985, 1985, 1985 acoustic set, 1985 overdrive set. Like
Yeah.
yeah, that would be crazy.
So I have a
It's a
feeling
great lineup.
all my money's going to go to those shows.
You know. Same thing, I can't go, so I'm sending it to all my friends back home. I'm like, "Go. Here's this lineup. Go. You'll love it.
Yes.
Go." Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm gonna try and convince Corey and Sky to come with me to 21 Pilots for the first time. I don't think that's gonna happen because they'll probably just want to go to Blink on just spend the tickets on the one day. But we'll see. I'm definitely going for sure. The tickets go on sale this week, and they have like a like payment plans. So we're gonna do that, and that'll be a fun show. I'm excited
Nice.
because they're not again. We know that they're not going to be playing many shows in 2026. They're only doing a few festivals here and there,
Right.
and so yeah, you get to see them before they maybe go on a much we believe to be a much longer hiatus this time. It'll be great.
We'll see. We'll see what that hiatus looks like. I
Yes.
don't know. The other couple of times they've done it, we've barely survived it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah. 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 um. All right. Let's see what else we got. So yeah, that's coming up in February. Going to be a good month. Uh, and then let's see what else we got this week. Let's stay on the music train for a little bit. What do you got for tracks of the week?
I'm glad you asked. I went with obviously the Dead Dance, the new Lady Gaga single. I went with I'm going through my likes on Spotify right now. I went with okay. So here's one. I almost went to this show, just fully unprompted. On Saturday night, I believe it was. Let's see. Yeah, it would have been Saturday night. There was a football game and everything, and we went to that, so I chose not to. But there's an artist. His name is Christian French, and I've been following him for I don't know a couple years now. Sort of like an indie alt pop artist. But I didn't realize he's from Fishers, so the Indianapolis area.
Mm-hmm.
So one of his TikToks came up and was like, "Hey, I'm playing a hometown show, and it's at this venue that I've been to before, and it's like the really small room at that venue." I
Mm-hmm.
was like, it would be cool, but I don't know very much of his stuff, so I was going back through and scrolling and been like, other than a couple of songs, what might I know? And he has one that is called "Bad Tattoo," which came out in 2024, and yeah, I liked it. So there's some stuff by him that I like. The other track is called Avalanche, but his name is Christian French, and we like to hometown support. I didn't end up going, but I hope it was a good show.
Yeah. Right. Um, Breach is coming out on Friday,
Well,
so we'll
if
have
you're on a certain side of the internet, Breach might already be in your pocket, but we don't support that, so
no. Yeah. Do not listen to the leaks. Wait till Friday.
don't.
So
You know how mad Tyler got last time, you
yeah,
guys.
yeah, we got
It
scolded on a
sucks. It
live stream.
sucks for an artist.
Yeah.
We've been scolded before because I think Trench leaked too.
Mm-hmm.
We've been yelled at so many times for
Right.
people leaking stuff from this band. Don't do that. Let the
Right.
artist release their art when they want to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, God forbid. It's like a week, guys. Just wait a week.
Yeah. Yep.
Oof.
Yeah. I thought about going to. They did like the listening parties
Mm.
last weekend, and I couldn't go because I ended up having to do some other work stuff, so I didn't get a chance to go.
Ended up
But
having to break into your MacBook. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, so coming out, I'll be coming out on Friday. You'll have like a week to learn all the lyrics.
6 days. Yeah. Less than a week. It's my most ambitious test yet, but we already have two of them down, so that only
Yes,
leaves like 10 or 11. I think we can
I
do it.
I
I think we can
believe.
do
I
it.
believe in you. You can do it.
If there's anybody that can mash all that into my brain, it'll be me.
Yes. All right, I got a couple to mention because I was listening to Homegrown here on Alt AZ on my way home on Sunday night,
Mm-hmm.
and there were a couple songs that like stood out to me and that I want to mention. One of which is from a band called Bummer Girl, and the name of the song is "The Carter 3 Changed My Life."
Not Lil
Yeah,
Wayne.
yeah. Uh, little it's like in a very fascinating because there's not a lot of lyrics. It's a very instrumental track, but the instrumental version of it is it sounds sick. It's really cool.
Carter 3
Um,
changed my life. Yeah, I see it.
yeah, so check out that track from Bummer Girl. And then the other song that stood out to me from this weekend was a song called "Stay Up with Me" from Running Sticks. I like that one too.
All
So,
right.
a couple local Arizona bands to check out. Uh,
Good stuff.
yeah. And then G Flip's new record is out too. Gonna go see G Flip tonight here in Phoenix. Opener of the tour. Decide to open the tour here in Arizona, so that'll be fun. New record is called Dream Ride. I sent you one of the tracks earlier.
Yep. Good energy. Love it.
Called "Cut His Dick Off" is one of the tracks on
Hmm.
this album. I like it. Really good album. I'm a big G Flip fan. They are super super talented.
Yeah, I think
I
that'll
was
be a
even
good show.
I was watching one of the TikToks, and G had to learn how to play saxophone for this record, and so there is sax on this record. I think it's on the
All
opening
right.
track actually. So yeah, I'm excited for their show. And I have Lucy
Kenny
coming
G
up later.
Flip.
Yeah, and then I got Lucy coming up later this week too. So
Good for
a lot
you.
of
I
I'm gonna
love
have
that lineup.
I am not at this point. This will be 4 concerts in like less than 2 weeks for me. By the time I talk to you next week, I'm gonna have like grandpa hearing, and I'm gonna be like, huh, what?
That's assuming that you don't already have that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. What? Huh? Sorry? Huh? No,
Speak up.
I'm getting you earplugs for your birthday. I'm just gonna tell you right now, like in advance, that's what you're getting. Maybe for Christmas if you really are like, nah. I'll probably get you those for Christmas. Cause if you're already planning concerts in like early February, they wouldn't make it to you in time.
Yes, that's
So
true.
Merry Christmas. Protect your
You,
hearing.
you spoiled it. That's no fun.
Okay. Whatever. Whatever. Well, the mispossessive booty shorts fell through. Okay, this is my
Yeah.
backup plan.
Uh, side note, the Meller group was making fun of me for that. They thought it was hilarious. That the idea of us having to try and share the mispossessive booty shorts was hilarious to them.
That's still one of my favorite gags we've done. And just in terms of episode titles, I feel like it's a close second to ethically sourced Hooters merchandise, which that episode didn't take off, and I'm really mad because that was a great title. Dang it.
It was, yeah.
Go and stream that episode and then put in the comments that you like my title because I feel bad about it.
I don't even remember what we talked about in that episode.
I remember why we called it that is because I was saying that I would buy a Hooters shirt, but the audience had to tell me what city I should buy one from so that I could like go and secondhand one.
Mm-hmm.
And that was why it was ethically sourced, is because it was I guess the correct term would be like sustainable.
Yeah.
But it would be secondhand, so it wouldn't be putting any new product into the atmosphere.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't know. I didn't get any responses to that, so guess who still doesn't own a Hooters shirt? Me.
Damn. Aren't they
Not
going
in a
out of business?
4XL, not in any other size.
I thought
Did
they
you see
were.
did you see the Hooters floating down the river? Like it was like a week and a half ago.
I think yes. I think so.
Yes, I'm fairly certain I sent you that, but yeah, that was they like the Hooters in Newport. Of course, it's in Ohio, of course. They loaded the restaurant onto a barge and floated it down the Ohio River. It's unclear where the restaurant will be taken to. Some say it's being taken to a scrapyard downriver. Yeah, they closed that location. But if you live in the area, I guess you could visit the condemned floating upon the Ohio River, formerly in Newport Hooters location. And let us know what you find inside.
It's like the abandoned Fry's electronics store that was selling off their statues a couple weeks ago.
Literally, I kind of wanted one of those snakes, but like they're giant. Like, where would I put
Yeah.
it? The snakes were selling, and a bunch of the stocking materials were selling, but I'm like, what do I need these giant metal
Correct.
shelving units for? Like nothing
Yes.
really. I don't live in a warehouse. Um, but they were selling off a bunch of like 25-foot tall fake plastic palm trees.
Yes.
And I had texted my mom. I was like, you could get a palm tree to like go with the one that's in our house. We had this big tree in the living room. We called it the caca tree because we were like, there could definitely be a bird in there and we wouldn't know. uh, but I'm like, you could get it a friend, a plastic palm tree,
Yeah.
which is a great Tate McRae song. So thanks very much for letting me circle back to that.
um. All right. How did your fantasy team do this weekend?
I won. No thanks to a couple of players, but big thanks to my running backs for showing up. Um, Joe Burrow got me 8 points. So like, come on, Joey. We got to step it up this week. Otherwise, I'm benching you for Justin Herbert. I don't want to do that. You don't want me to
Right.
do that. Let's talk.
Yes.
Um, Thank you to Bijan Robinson and Derrick Henry. Thank you both. Appreciate you. Love and hugs. Um, Thank you to Garrett Wilson from the Jets. Never thought I would be thanking the Jets for anything, but thank you, Garrett Wilson. And thank you to my kicker, Brandon Aubrey from the Dallas Cowboys. Again, never thanking the Cowboys for anything, but thanks, Brandon Aubrey. Cardinals defense, banished. Um, who else got banished? Devontae Smith, banished. Um, who else got banished? Trey McBride, half banished. He's like kind of okay, but all right.
It'll be good as the
Um,
season goes on.
I
Be
think he'll
good.
be okay. David Montgomery, banished. The Lions
Yeah.
looked
Oh,
bad
yeah.
last week.
Yeah. Dump the Lions. Fade the
Lions looked
Lions. That
bad.
team's going to be not good this year. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened.
They
I don't
look
know if it's just
awful.
that the Packers defense is like now actually legit with Micah Parsons, or like if the Lions just had a rough opener. But
They lost both of their coordinators. That's why.
yeah, well,
I
Ben
saw a
Johnson's the
stat.
head coach
I
in
saw a
Chicago now.
stat. I saw a stat today about Jared Goff that said when Jared Goff starts and his coordinators aren't Sean McVay or Ben Johnson, he has yet
Mm-hmm.
to win a game.
Shake it, Goff. Okay. Promoted. Being promoted this week is I have to figure out how to say his name before I do this, but Tampa Bay wide receiver Emeka Egbuka.
Emeka Abuka. Yeah, he's
Emeka
dude. Yeah.
Egbuka. Yeah,
Yeah.
promoted.
I wanted the
Promoted
Rams
to
to
flex
draft
this
him
week.
this year, but they did not get him. They got beat out.
Yeah, he's getting promoted, and then I think if Devontae Smith has another bad week, I might have to elevate Jacoby Myers from my bench as well. And if Joe Burrow has a bad week, I'm elevating Justin Herbert. I got
Right.
options, ladies and gentlemen. I
Yes.
have options, and I have Cam Scattaboo sitting on my bench waiting for his chance to just run through a guy's face. But the Giants are bad, so I don't know if
And
I'll
get
ever
a
really get to
concussion
play
while he's
him.
doing it.
He's speed running a head injury. Like I'm so sorry to him because that can't be good for you long term.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
Speaking
Anyway,
of
we did okay.
concussions,
We won.
Yeah. Speaking of concussions, Puka Nakua got checked twice for concussions on
Dude,
Sunday.
I saw him with the bandage on, the gauze bandage, like bleeding. It's like,
Yes.
Puka, you don't have to go back in, sweetheart. You can sit on the bench and not be injured all season, please. Like just if you have to take a game off, take a game off. He won't do it. He's built different.
No, yeah, he's a stud. He's not going to
He's
come
a
out of the
dog.
game.
He's a
unless
dog.
he
I
gets
loved
told
him
to.
on my team last season. Yeah.
So he had a great game. The Rams won that game. They're 1-0. That's what I care about. I'm not playing fantasy this year, so
It's probably good. I'm excited about it now. I get excited to watch like the first couple of weeks, and then it just is a drag for the whole rest of the season. I'm like, how many more weeks of this are there? And then when the playoffs are 2 weeks, the problem occurs because toward the end of the season, teams that are going to make the playoffs start to rest their starters.
yeah.
And our last couple of weeks of fantasy like fall into that trap every year where guys will be resting and then you just get screwed over.
Yeah.
So the good news is I don't think I'll finish last because there was a team that scored literally 75 points this week, and I don't foresee that getting much better. So, as long as I don't have to do a punishment, we don't have a punishment. But we do have a loser's trophy, and it is a toilet seat. And I don't want that in my office. I'll take the trophy. I don't want the toilet seat.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm safe for now. So
That's good. That's
not
good.
gonna.
Off to a good start. Um, let's talk about Monza
Mm-hmm.
to wrap up the show. Great pole for Max on Saturday. And then at the very end of the qualifying session, you got P1. Finally beating both of the McLarens, which is like an utter miracle at this point,
Mm-hmm.
because we know that the McLarens are cheaters, and that car has to be illegal at this point in time.
Has to be. Has to be. The funniest thing, because you and I now, because we share F1 TV, but I don't watch the Sky broadcast because they're kind of insufferable. But the funniest thing was that Norris had set his time, and almost immediately, as Crofty was calling Norris's time, Max crossed the line faster, and you can hear him physically reboot about not being able to be excited about that thing and then having to say that Max took pole with the fastest ever lap by average speed in Formula One history.
Right.
I mean, he's got 50% of the wins in the ground effect era in that stupid RB21. That's like a trash can on wheels. People were saying that, like, after Max went into the gravel in Zandvoort and he, like, brushed off the car and, like, showed it some love and attention despite being objectively horrible, the car was like, actually, you know what? I'm gonna love him back. Like, maybe that's my guy. Maybe we've bonded. And it decided to drop 20 seconds, to dunk 20 seconds on the head of McLaren during the race. Immaculate. I love it. It was like returning to the glory days. But let's talk about those team orders, because I know you got things to say about that.
Yes. Team orders for McLaren. Okay, this is like, again, this team is like, I don't know how anybody likes this team. I don't. Like it they are so popular in F1 and IndyCar at this point, and you see a lot more McLaren merch now than you ever have. Lando Norris is getting got a grandstand named after him in
Silverstone.
in Silverstone. Sorry, I don't know why I forgot that, because we're already planning our trip to Silverstone at some point in the near future. We're saving up our funds.
Fun.
And then Oscar got his grandstand named after him in Australia, and so like, as I don't understand how this team is as popular as they are, because they just can't get out of their own way and constantly making no sense with their decisions, to the point where it peaked at Monza because their championship leader right now, Oscar Piastri. Usually your championship leader this late in the season is your guy, and you go all in on getting your guy the most points they can. And because we're less than 10 races left in the season, and you go all in on making sure that that guy gets as many points possible. But according to McLaren, that is not the case, because for whatever reason, because Lando Norris was running ahead of Oscar for the most part of this race, after their pit stop, which that's another thing, why was Pirelli's tire lasting that long? They could have gone the entire race on one set of tires, which is insane.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
The compounds this year are messed up.
Yeah,
because like
they're bad.
The soft tire degrades so rapidly that people don't like to use it. The medium tire is apparently invincible, and the hard tire is unworkable. It just doesn't get into the proper range for anybody that's not a McLaren, or Charles Leclerc, who somehow tires don't degrade without his consent. So he has a different thing going on.
But anyway, yeah, so there was only one stop in this race, and the one stop that McLaren had, they botched on Lando, and he had a really slow stop, and so Oscar got past him in the pit cycle. And then just moments later, McLaren comes on the radio and tells Oscar and Lando to swap positions, and gives the position to Lando, despite the problems on pit lane on the pit stop. And they were the reason why Lando lost his spot. And so I cannot figure out for the life of me why McLaren made this decision. It's just it's so stupid. It's not racing. It's just I don't get it. Like and everybody knows it too. They're watching that and go, "This is crap. What are we doing here?" You go and you make a mistake of your own making and you're like, never mind. We're going to give the place back. And it takes away points from your championship leader for no reason.
And it
So
creates
silly.
friction within the team for no reason.
Yes.
That's like, I mean, what were they were referencing? They're like, this is like Hungary 2024. It's like, you mean to tell me that you put this in your back pocket for a year to weaponize it against Oscar Piastri in the middle of a race? It's, I mean, let's call it what it is. It's they're setting an unfair precedent, and it's just favoritism towards Lando Norris' side of the garage from whichever direction. I don't know which one it is, but I think that they can't stand that Piastri, who was not developed from the start as a McLaren driver, is going to be the one that walks away with this. They've been handing all the tools and all the the biggest like areas that they can assist. They're assisting Lando.
Right.
And they're making the decisions to benefit Lando. And it's gained Lando tremendous popularity, to your point, with the fan base, with the crowd, and some of it undeserved. You and I have talked about that his personality is just not, I don't know, it's spiky. It rubs me the wrong way. Especially because Oscar is such a direct contrast to the way that Lando handles everything. Now, all right, but I think that they can't stand it, that Oscar came from Alpine, Oscar came from Formula Renault, Formula 3, Formula 2 championships, and then eventually made the move over to McLaren, and since then has decided to just take off, despite not being given, equal commodity, not being.
And here's the thing: both of us knew this was going to happen too. We called it. We called it. We didn't particularly say at the beginning of the year when we were making our predictions the Oscar was going to be the guy. But going back to last year, I'm pretty sure I don't know if I said it on this show or if I said it on Speed Freaks, but for the longest time I was saying I think Oscar Piastri is the better driver. And at the time, people were like, "What are you talking about?" And we're seeing it right now. All season long, Oscar Piastri has been the better driver.
He has. He's been the better driver, and to his credit, he did not complain about that team order. He moved over. He swapped positions. No other soul on the grid there would at least not have complained about it. We saw some swapping between like the Williams cars, right? But Carlos Sainz was on the radio like, dude, I think we have more pace than this. Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Max Verstappen famously refused to move for his teammate in Singapore a handful of years ago, and people still flame him about it. They're like, trade positions, and he goes, no, and then doesn't do it. It's like, if you're the better driver, I believe you firmly have a right that, look, it was a mistake. It's racing. It happens. Sometimes you get a slow pit stop. Why are you penalizing me for that?
Yeah.
It's a thing that happened on track, and they're setting a dangerous example because now it seems the McLaren pit wall is able to just get on the radio and order a switch whenever they feel like it for whatever reason. And then it's on the drivers to either comply or create friction and fight. And that's not sustainable. If you do that, you have to let them feel free to battle it out on track and take the results as they come, especially when you have the fastest car by a mile on the grid. There should be no reason that you feel you have to manipulate the finish results in a certain way, because you should be finishing 1-2 every weekend realistically, unless it's somebody named Max Verstappen that comes out of nowhere.
Yes.
Right? Unless it's Charles Leclerc that comes out of nowhere. God forbid, it was the Aston Martin in practice like 2 weeks ago. Let's not forget. Lance Stroll was P3 and Fernando Alonso was P3 in practice sessions.
Yeah.
That's like, it can happen. It can happen. It's racing. Anything can happen. But you should be a 1-2 almost guaranteed every week. You had the constructors wrapped up for like damn near 3 months now. It was never a contest. I don't know why you're introducing needless drama into your team. I mean, it's going to cause a fight. If I were Piastri and this keeps up and I know that I have the talent to do this, I might walk away from McLaren. It's certainly going to impact the way that I view the leadership on that
Right.
team.
Right. Especially like going into next season where he's going to have that number one plate on his car next year.
Mm-hmm.
And like we were just talking about, Lando has been their golden boy for years. And so how do you go? This has happened with other teams previously where, most famously, probably Lewis and Fernando at McLaren, and
Mm-hmm.
Fernando ended up leaving um, after Lewis won that championship. And so I wonder going into next year, and Oscar's got that number one plate next year. And if you're McLaren, how do you go and you say, all right, Oscar, you won the championship last year, but we're not going to do everything in our power for you to keep that number one plate, and we're going to go about this like it's papaya rules, and have another season where Lando's the golden boy. It's going to be silly. I think next year's going to be silly anyway because nobody knows what the damn regulations are still now.
No, these
And
these cars are not going to make it. Like God only knows. They could all just blow up.
so true, so true. So it's going to be fascinating to see what happens with that team, especially over the next. I think Oscar is going to be the champion this year, but as we've seen, you never know. Maybe your car goes boom, and you DNF a race, and that changes things. But I saw some people who were like, Max can still win if he wins every race from the rest of the season, and
Mathematically, he can. If there are some papaya-colored disasters, I would love to see it. Truly, I would. Just because it would be funny on so many levels. So many levels.
yeah,
I don't think so. I'm taking my wins where I can get them. I mean, earlier this season, Max said he didn't think he would ever win another race, and he went out there and showed him what he was made of this weekend.
yeah,
And it was awesome to see him on the podium. The Tifosi love him, which is
yeah,
so funny because they used to boo him ceaselessly.
yeah,
Now they're singing his song while he's on the podium, and they're booing Lando Norris, and I
yeah,
really
yeah.
love him for that.
That was
That's
fun. That
growth.
was so much fun. Like you could hear the crowd over the announcers talking that they were
Yeah,
singing
over the
Max's
Dutch
song.
anthem.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
that
I
was
love
cool.
it.
Where are we next? Where are we going next?
Baku, Azerbaijan,
Oh God. Oh,
nightmare.
but that's a week. That's like a week from. Okay, that's a week after. One of
Yeah,
our favorite
it's next
tracks.
week.
We hate it. We hate it.
Not ours,
Uh,
girl. Not ours.
I am stupid. This race happens at 4 o'clock in the
Mhm.
morning my time, so I will not be awake for that.
Rough.
Well,
Very rough.
actually, I'm gonna change that. I'm not going to wake up for it, but there is
If you're still awake.
a non-zero chance I will still be awake.
Horrifying.
You
Horrifying
know?
for you.
Yes.
Genuinely. Yeah.
Um. Yeah. So that's Silicon. All right. That's the show,
hmm
everybody. We had nothing to talk about and still yapped for over an hour.
At least we
Truly
didn't go an
incredible.
hour and a half like you thought.
Yeah.
It's better.
True. Okay, everybody. Follow us at the OHOBC pod on all the internets and whatnots. Join us next week where Jordan will be recapping her horror experience in the shipping of international shipping.
Halloween Horror Nights, but for the mail. For the United States mail. The
Yes.
United States Postal Service.
Oh, we don't have time. We're out of time. I can
No,
talk about
just
it
say
next
your
week.
thing. Tease it at
No.
least.
Yeah. Okay.
Give the people
Um,
an aperitif.
so I got a message from somebody on whatnot from one of my shipments,
Mm-hmm.
and I will and I was like, and anyway, so I got
I
I
want to
got
know.
yeah, I got a message from this person on whatnot for one of my shipments, and they sent me these pictures, and I was horrified by them. So
Oh
we'll get
no.
to that next. We'll get to that next week. We'll
Great
get to that next
teaser.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you again next week. Enjoy the NFL and the thing and all the other stuff. Goodbye.